AST SpaceMobile is one of those stocks where everything can look fine on the surface, right up until one missing launch starts making investors wonder if this whole timeline is getting pushed back. And that's really the issue here, because if BlueBird 7 is only running a little late, then maybe nothing major has changed. But if this is the start of a slower rollout, then the market may have to finally rethink how fast this company can actually scale, how realistic those 2026 targets really are, and what all of that means for ASTS stock from here. My name is Rick Orford. I'm a Wall Street Journal bestselling author. I've been trading since 1999, and no, I'm not a financial advisor. That's a good thing. I break down the numbers so retail investors like us can make smarter, more confident decisions with our money. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. And you all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by almost 6 times. Go to fool.com/ricko to get your 10 stock picks right now. AST SpaceMobile is building a space-based cellular network that lets regular smartphones connect directly to satellites. So coverage isn't just limited to places with cell towers anymore, because signals can come from space when ground networks aren't available. And the big idea here is that the system is designed to work with existing mobile spectrum, so users don't need to upgrade or change their phones. Right now, the company has 7 satellites in orbit, including Blue Walker 3 and BlueBirds 1 through 6. Actually, BlueBird 6 just launched a few months ago, and the goal is simple. It wants to support voice, text, and data service in areas that traditional networks can't reach. So that's basically the story. What investors are really focused on right now is BlueBird 7. Now, AST has said that BlueBird 7 was encapsulated and expected to launch very soon, but it didn't give a specific launch window. So that told investors that the satellite was basically in the final pre-launch status, with timing still dependent on launch provider scheduling and overall readiness. And that matters because AST is trying to scale this network in a big way in 2026. The company is targeting 45 satellites in orbit by the end of 2026, supported by batch launches of between 3 and 8 satellites at a time to improve deployment efficiency. It's also entered into launch agreements with multiple launch providers to support that pace. On the manufacturing side, production is expected to scale to around 6 satellites per month, with the Block 2 BlueBird assembly expected to complete 40 satellites in the first half of 2026. And this ramp is being supported by expanded facilities in Midland, Texas and Homestead, Florida, bringing total global manufacturing space to more than 500,000 square feet. So picture this. If AST can keep launches moving and manufacturing scaling at the same time, then the long-term story still holds together pretty well. But if launch timing starts slipping more than once, then you'd have a much harder time believing the rollout stays on schedule. And that's why this BlueBird 7 delay matters much more than it may seem, at least at first. In its latest financials, AST reported around $3.9 billion in total liquidity, including cash, cash equivalents, and restricted cash, and available capacity under its ATM program. A large portion of that came from $1 billion, or just over $1 billion, raised through convertible notes in February, along with another $76 million from selling shares in its at-the-money program during the 4th quarter. At this level, the company appears to have a solid cash position to support its near-term plans, especially because it hasn't indicated any need for any additional convertible note offerings. So funding doesn't look like the immediate problem here. Timing does. At the time of recording, AST hasn't issued a confirmed launch date or any update indicating that liftoff had occurred. And that brings us to the stock itself. AST's stock is down about 13% over the last 5 trading days, which may be tied to growing uncertainty around the BlueBird 7 launch timeline. It currently trades at around $78 a share, but it is up about 205% over the past year. So the stock has clearly had an incredible run. But that also means that expectations are high. And when expectations are high, even a small delay can start feeling much bigger than it really is. Now, if you've been watching AST but think it's still too expensive, maybe say you want to buy it around $65 or $70 a share, check this video up here because I talk about how you can sell a cash secured put on a stock you actually want to own and as a way to get paid to wait for it to potentially come down to your price. And if it does, you buy the stock and you got paid to buy it as well. Now, back to the bigger picture. If you look at the chart, you can see the stock really started moving higher around January this year. And that move seems to have been driven by two important updates from the company. First, on January 16th, ASTS announced that it had secured a prime contract position under the U.S. Military Defense Agency's SHIELD program. And that was important because it showed that AST wasn't just a consumer-to-satellite story anymore. It also had potential use in defense and dual-use applications, and the market often gives those opportunities a higher value. Then AST gave investors a clearer plan for how it intends to build out the satellite network. And that second part matters a lot because investors don't just buy an idea, they buy the path from idea to execution. So when AST started giving us more detail around launches, manufacturing, and deployment, the story began to look more real, more tangible, and more closer to something the market could actually model. And that's why the BlueBird 7 issue stands out so much right now. It's not just about one satellite. It's about whether the broader rollout actually stays believable. So how does a delay with BlueBird 7 affect the company's timeline for scaling its satellite network? Well, questions like this come up all the time in my Discord, and I think that it's well worth breaking down carefully because you'd think one delay wouldn't matter that much, and maybe it doesn't. I mean, if AST had a lot of extra room built into the schedule, that'd be one thing. But it doesn't. Well, at least it doesn't look that way. The company is targeting launches roughly every 1 to 2 months throughout 2026 in order to reach its 45 to 60 satellites in orbit by year end. And that pace leaves limited room for any delays. Even a small slip doesn't just affect one satellite, it can also push the broader schedule back and make it harder to keep that same momentum later in the year. Now, in a more realistic scenario, this delay may simply come down to launch timing and vehicle readiness. BlueBird 7 was originally expected around late February, all tied to a newer launch vehicle that carries its own scheduling risk. So if that's the case, then to me this looks more like a timing issue than a problem with ASTS's execution, and that would be the more constructive view. But there's also a more cautious way to look at it, because if delays start repeating, then they matter a lot more. The company's targets are somewhat aggressive, and ongoing slippage could push out the timeline for building a usable network. And that matters because commercialization depends on having enough satellites in orbit to support consistent service. The model only really works on time if the cadence holds, and that's the key. And at the same time, there's one thing that's working in ASTS's favor here. The company is working with multiple launch providers, which gives it some flexibility. So if later launches stay on track, it may still be able to recover this lost time. And that's why I don't think right now the delay by itself is any big issue. What matters more is what happens next. If this ends up being a one-time scheduling blip, then the overall rollout plan probably stays on track. But if delays start happening more than once, then that's when it begins to matter in a much bigger way because it can push back the timeline for scaling the network and reaching meaningful coverage. Now, let's talk about valuation. ASTS has a market cap of around $30 billion. It's also trading at about 15 times its book value, with the book value sitting at about $6 a share. So the market is placing a very large premium on AST compared to what the company is worth on paper today. And when a stock trades above its book value, investors usually aren't focused on the current assets. They're focused on future potential. And that's what's clearly happening here. The market is betting that AST can successfully build and scale its satellite network into real business. But there is a trade-off. When a stock is priced for a lot of future success, it becomes more sensitive to execution risk in the present. So if launches stay on schedule, investors will probably stay confident. But if execution starts to wobble, then the stock will probably react fast. And you can see that in the 60-month beta of 2.77, right? This is a stock can move more than 2.5 times the S&P 500 does in either direction. I mean, owning AST means being able to accept volatility as being part of the deal. Now, today, a consensus among 12 analysts rate ASTS a hold. The average score is 3.33 out of 5, but it's actually ticked down a little bit over the same period. Now, let's have a look at the mean and high target prices because it suggests there's between 19% and 77% potential upside. But the low target suggests the stock could go down as much as 48% over the next year. Now, I do have to agree with the current hold rating. I mean, to me, it mostly comes down to balancing execution risk with long-term potential. ASTS has a compelling overall story. I don't think that part has changed, but the timing still plays a huge role here. If the BlueBird 7 delay turns out to be just a one-time scheduling issue, then the broader rollout likely stays on track and the long-term thesis remains intact. In that case, the company can still move forward towards building a usable network within its expected timeline. But if these delays start to repeat, then uncertainty goes up and not in the right way. And when uncertainty goes up in a stock like this, revenue timing, well, it gets harder to model, harder to guess. Commercialization gets pulled out. Investors, they start questioning whether the premium right now is still justified. So for me, yeah, a hold makes a lot of sense right now, at least at the time of recording. I mean, I don't see myself changing this view until something material changes. And if that happens, I'll update accordingly. Now, I want to turn it over to you. What do you think of this delay? Is it the start of a bigger execution risk? Would you buy ASTS at these levels? Do you own it? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps others find the video, it supports the channel, and it makes sure that you don't miss out on my next deep dive. Well, that's it for me today in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.